We're counting down the 8 essential personal computer components every computer builder should know. They are ranked from the most infrequently replaced to the critical part that ties your entire system together. From the shell that shapes airflow to the hidden brain that handles millions of tasks, each entry reveals a vital role. Which component sits at the top of this hierarchy? Let's begin with number 8. Number 8, the case. It is the shell that holds every other part of your PC together. The case is not just a box. It decides what size parts you can use and how easy your build will be, and it affects how well your system can keep cool. There are 3 main size categories: mini ITX for compact builds, micro ATX for a balance of size and expandability, and ATX for full-size systems with the most room for upgrades. Each case is designed to fit a specific type of mainboard, so matching form factors is essential. Space inside the case also matters for airflow. Good airflow means cooler components and better performance over time. Cases with well-placed fan mounts or mesh panels help direct fresh air to the hottest parts: the CPU and the graphics card. Cable management channels and extra space behind the motherboard tray make it easier to keep wires tidy, reducing blockages that could trap heat. Before picking a case, always check the clearance for your graphics card and your power supply. Some high-end components need extra room. Once you pick a case, it usually stays with your system for years, quietly shaping every upgrade and repair that follows. Number 7, the power supply. Power supply, the electrical workhorse of your computer. Every component in your PC relies on it to convert high voltage alternating current from your wall into the low voltage direct current that sensitive electronics need. The wattage rating tells you the maximum power it can deliver at once. Pick a unit with 25 to 40% more wattage than your system currently needs. That extra headroom helps prevent sudden shutdowns, supports future upgrades, and keeps the power supply running cooler and quieter. The power supply also determines which connectors are available for your motherboard, your central processing unit, your graphics card, and your storage drives. Modular power supplies let you attach only the cables you need. That makes cable management easier and improves airflow. Efficiency is another key factor. Look for 80+ certification levels such as bronze, gold, or platinum. They indicate less wasted energy and lower electricity bills. Cheap or poorly made power supplies have been linked to safety recalls and even fires. Quality matters. A reliable power supply is the foundation for every other upgrade. It keeps your system powered safely for years to come. Number 6 is the hard drive, your PC's classic storage vault. Hard disk drives use spinning metal platters and a moving read and write arm to save and retrieve data. This mechanical design makes them the go-to choice for storing massive amounts of files, from videos and photos to long-term backups. Hard disk drives offer the lowest cost per gigabyte, so you can buy several terabytes of space without breaking the bank. But there's a trade-off: speed. Data moves at the pace set by the drive's revolutions per minute. Most desktop hard drives spin at either 5,400 or 7,200 revolutions per minute, with higher numbers giving a slight edge in performance. Even so, hard drives cannot match the snappy response of solid-state drives. More on those soon. Because hard disk drives have moving parts, they are more prone to wear and damage from drops or bumps, and they generate a soft whirring sound as they work. They are best for storing large archives and backups, not for running your operating system or demanding programs. For long-term value, nothing beats the sheer capacity of a hard drive, but plan on pairing it with faster storage for everyday speed. Number 5. The solid-state drive called SSD is the modern vault for your most important files and programs. Unlike hard drives, SSD units use flash memory with no moving parts, which means they are silent, shock-resistant, and lightning fast. Your computer can boot in seconds, and apps launch almost instantly when they are stored on an SSD. There are 2 main types to know: SATA SSD and M2NVMe SSD. Both can look similar, but the difference is in how they connect and the speed they deliver. SATA SSD units use the same cables as traditional hard drives and are limited to about 550 megabytes per second. M2 NVMe SSD devices plug directly into the motherboard and use PCIe lanes, the fastest data highway available. NVMe drives can reach speeds up to 10 times higher than SATA, cutting load times for games and creative projects. Not every M2 slot supports both types. Always check your motherboard manual before buying. Early SSD models suffered from slowdowns and bugs, but today's models are reliable and efficient. For the best experience, install your operating system and your most used programs on the SSD, then use a hard drive for extra storage. Upgrading to an SSD is one of the biggest leaps in day-to-day PC speed, even if it costs more per gigabyte than a hard drive. Number 4 is the graphics card, the visual powerhouse of your PC. Unlike basic graphics built into some CPUs, a dedicated graphics card is a separate processor made for handling images, video, and 3D effects. This is the part that drives smooth gaming, high-resolution video editing, and demanding creative work. At its core is the GPU chip, but just as important is VRAM, special memory on the card that stores textures, frames, and data for fast access. More VRAM helps when working with large images or running games at higher settings, especially on big monitors. Not everyone needs a discrete graphics card. For web browsing and office work, integrated graphics are enough. But if you want high frame rates in games or smooth playback in 4K video, a dedicated card is essential. These cards are physically large and need a roomy PCI Express slot on the motherboard. They also draw significant power, so always check your power supply's wattage and make sure you have the right cables. Graphics card prices can swing wildly based on demand. During the crypto mining boom, cards doubled or even tripled in price, making upgrades tough for many. Before buying, check that your case and power supply can handle the size and power needs of your chosen card. For anyone chasing top-tier visuals or creative performance, the graphics card is where the magic happens. Number 3 is RAM, your computer's instant workspace. Every time you open a program or load a file, RAM keeps things fast and responsive. The more RAM you have, the more tasks your PC can juggle at once. Think of it like a bigger desk for spreading out projects. If you work with large spreadsheets, edit photos, or keep dozens of browser tabs open, extra RAM means less waiting and smoother multitasking. RAM speed matters too, measured in megahertz. Faster speeds let data move in and out more quickly, but only up to what your motherboard and CPU can handle. Most modern systems use dual-channel memory, which means installing RAM in matched pairs for a noticeable speed boost. Always check your motherboard manual for the correct slots and supported RAM generation. DDR4 and DDR5 sticks are not interchangeable, and using the wrong type will not work. RAM is easy to upgrade, and adding more is often the quickest way to breathe new life into an aging PC. Just remember, everything stored in RAM disappears when you shut down. It is all about short-term speed, not permanent storage. Number 2, the CPU, the main processor and the real brain of your computer. Every task, from opening a web page to running a video game, starts and ends here. Inside the CPU are multi-core processors, which work like a team of workers. Each core can handle a separate job at the same time. More cores mean your PC can juggle more demanding tasks or run several things at once without slowing down. Each core can also handle multiple threads, letting it split its attention between different jobs, which is especially useful for video editing or streaming while gaming. Clock speed, measured in gigahertz, decides how quickly each core can finish its work. A higher clock speed gives you that instant snappy feel when you launch programs or switch between tabs. CPU chips get hot as they work, so every chip needs a cooling system, usually a heatsink and fan, and sometimes a liquid cooler for high-performance builds. Some CPU designs include basic graphics built in, able to handle everyday visuals without a separate graphics card. But for serious gaming or creative work, a dedicated graphics card remains the better choice. The CPU design and power set the tone for your entire system, yet it all depends on one thing: the right match with your motherboard. Number 1 is the motherboard, the central hub that ties every piece of your PC together. Every decision starts here, because the motherboard dictates which CPU, RAM, storage drives, and expansion cards you can use. The most important feature is the CPU socket. This is a precise arrangement of pins or holes that must match your processor exactly, and even a small mismatch means your parts will not work together. Next, the RAM slots only accept a specific generation of memory, such as DDR4 or DDR5, and the total number of slots limits your future upgrades. PCY. Express slots handle graphics cards and other add-ons, while M.2 and SATA ports connect storage drives. The chipset, a set of controlling chips, decides what features are available, how many USB ports, how many high-speed storage drives, and whether you can overclock your CPU. Form factor matters too. ATX, micro ATX, and mini ITX boards all have distinct sizes and slot layouts, which must match your case. Before buying anything, check the motherboard manual or support page for compatibility lists. This avoids common pitfalls like unsupported CPUs, mismatched RAM, or blocked storage slots. The infamous capacitor plague of the early 2000s, when millions of boards failed due to faulty capacitors, showed how much rides on this one part. A careful motherboard choice lays the groundwork for every upgrade and repair for years to come. I hoped you liked this video. Feel free to subscribe and comment down below what I should explain next.